Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. We might have some other people joining us. We might not. I'm not sure. So just letting you guys know that right now. And also saying up front now, my brother has an emergency that he needs me to pick him up. So we definitely have to be on a sprint between 4:30 and 5:30. So just saying that up front because I have to go pick him up. His girlfriend would normally, but she's in Colombia. So whatever. It's a thing. Anyway. Uh, let's get into some comments right away and see what everyone is up to. Barbara said, "Hi, Lee. I will be reading Mystery Guest by Molly the Maid book and eating Jersey Mike's roast beef and provolone. Also, happy anniversary. Thank you. Thank you. Um, I think I did read Molly the Maid. See, I think I keep getting confused because there's like The Housemaid and the Maid. One is by Nita Prose, I think. The other one's by Frida McFadden. So far, I've read the one by Nita Prose. Jersey Mike's is good. I did actually have sub today too, so that's fun. Cajun, happy YouTube anniversary, Lee. We'll leave you up. I'm still at work, but I'll be leaving you up for the views. Thank you very much, Cajun. I appreciate that. And thank you, Esther. Said congratulations. Amy said, "Hi, everyone. I'm currently reading Murder on Gramercy Park by Victoria Thompson today." Hello, Amy. PK, happy anniversary, Lee. Congratulations. Thank you. I will be popping in and out at work. I have to take a deposit in Waukegan, but I'll be back. No problem. I know normally I don't do daytime sprints. It's because I'm usually at work, but we're in Passover, so I have the day off. So that worked out. You said Booktube anniversary to you. Thank you very much. Grandma Susan said, "Happy Booktube anniversary. Looking forward to sprinting and spending time with all of you." We're looking forward to spending time with you too. Anna said, "Hi all, happy Booktube anniversary, Lee. I'll be reading Funny Story by Emily Henry and eating some Taco Bell." I love Taco Bell. I love Emily Henry, and I can't wait to get to Funny Story. Courtney from Ravenclaw Reach just did a wrap up on hers. I can't wait for that one. And we have Storm with us. Hello, hello. And Barbara said, "It is the Nita Prose one." I loved that one. I read it. I really enjoyed that one. Grandma Susan, so many good books already. And Esther Jane said, "I'm reading Goodnight, Irene by Luis Alberto Urrea." Okay, I'll have to look that one up. What are you going to read today, Storm? Or what are you doing today?
Probably going to work on editing a video, but if I do read, it's probably going to be Above Suspicion by Helen McInnes. I'd like to, or Innes. I keep saying it wrong, but I would like to get this one finished at least the beginning of next month, and because I've still got quite a bit. But I found it on audio. I don't know why I didn't even look for it on audio, but I was just reading away with my eyeballs, and I found it on audio, so I might be able to get it finished within like the first week of May instead of it taking longer.
Okay, that definitely does help bump up the speed.
Yeah. I've been enjoying like reading it and everything, and it's kind of funny because it's not very like action packed or anything. It's a spy thriller, but
Really? Not action packed.
it's not really got any like thrillery things happening yet. It's about an an English couple. They're from England. They're a married couple, and they've gone to Germany to like try to find some things their friend sent them there, kind of spying, and they're supposed to have contact with these certain people, and they're supposed to act like they're on holiday. So basically, it's just them going around, acting like they're on holiday while they're getting these little bits of information or whatever. So I have a feeling that, and there's people following them, so I have a feeling like maybe later it'll pick up with maybe some of the action. But for a person who really prefers like a lot more action, it doesn't really have much, and I'm still liking it fine. So.
Nice. Hello, Tina. Hello. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Sorry I was late. My dad needed help because he was putting in his air condition. So he needed help doing that.
Oh, good. I get that. It's almost 90 degrees here today.
Yeah, I had to turn the air on up here. I was like,
it got to 80. It's getting to 85 this week. And he put in my air condition yesterday, and he wanted to put his in, but they didn't get a chance. So he was like, "We have to get this done today before it gets worse."
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. What are you planning on reading or doing today?
I'm reading Muddied Murder, I think, which is a cozy mystery. I don't know who it's by. but it's a farming cozy mystery. And then I'm reading Year One by Noah Roberts, which is not as I'm only one part in, but it's not as good as okay, good. Okay.
I've been sitting on that one for such a long time. I do not even want to get back into it.
It's just, did you DNF book one or?
I mean, I still have my bookmarks sitting in it, but I don't want to go back to it.
Okay, yeah. It's just kind of all over the place. There's a lot of different POVs, and there's so many different characters. I'm like, I don't really care. Who are you guys? Like you see a couple, and then you go back to them, and like they're completely different. And I'm like, who are you guys? And then I'm like, oh, you're the people we saw at the beginning of the book.
Yep.
It's okay. But I just finished Inheritance, and I was like, I kind of want to try another one of her fantasy books. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get it. Whoever said, I would kill for Molly. So would I, and I get why you're saying it, because she's just such a great character. I can't wait to get into the next book of hers.
What book is that Molly?
That's The Maid by Nita Prose.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little on the fence of that one because my friend tried it and she didn't really like it, and so I'm like, oh.
I feel like you really have to like understand the main character Molly and like be on her side. Like if you find her to be annoying, because she definitely has quirks, if you find that annoying, you probably won't like her at all.
That's why I'm like on the fence of trying it, because I know a lot of people have said and if I'm one of those that if I can't stand the character, then it's hard for me to like the book. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard much about that one or like anything of what it's about.
I don't want to say either what it's about, because that's part of the whole thing of it. Yeah,
it's kind of going blind.
Yeah,
and it's a thriller.
It's a thriller.
Okay.
I would say it's more of a mystery than a thriller.
I was gonna say I thought it was a mystery, but yeah.
Mystery, and she's definitely Molly, the main character, is definitely a quirky character, and let's just say people mistake her kindness for weakness. So
okay,
that's where we're gonna go. And I'm barely into the book, but it's good so far. I love Emily Henry. So do I. I really want to get into that one.
I still haven't tried her. I need to try.
Only read one.
My friends gave I think all of her books 5 stars so far.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Esther Jane said it's about Donut Dolly's World War II. I'm going to have to look that up now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Esther said a break from the Gaslight series. I was last week, I was at like a used bookstore by us, and I saw all the Gaslight series in here. I was like, oh, Storm will love it here.
I would, yeah. I think I only own maybe 1 or 2 of them, and that's because Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books sent them to me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Amy said, Storm, have you read the Amelia Peabody series by Elizabeth Peters by chance? I was looking for Egyptian mysteries, and it looked good.
Ooh.
I haven't, but I've heard that it's not bad, but it is an older cozy. So, I mean, you have to know that going in that it's older. So it's not going to be like necessarily like the cutesy cozies, I think. But I know Elizabeth, I think from Lizzie Faye's read at least 13 or 15 of them, and she liked them, but she did say that she was kind of getting a little tired of them by then. And so I don't know, but she liked the first ones. So
yeah.
You should try it and let me know if it's any good. Cause
there you go. There you go. Breck said, hello there. First time going to be reading A Secret Video Project. Well, welcome. Nice for you to be here.
Yes.
And I like The Maid. Yeah. I have to get into the second one too. Happy YouTube anniversary. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Erica said, hello all. I'm reading Cheddar Off Dead. I've read Gone for Gouda first and enjoyed it, so I'm going to backtrack in the series. I was thinking for a minute, I was like, wait, isn't that the second one? But yeah. Good. How are you liking it? So you're enjoying it. So let us know how you're liking this one.
Is that the, I have this one. I have the Linda Riley one. Is that the other one by Karina Moss, that series?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the Maid series by Nita Prose. I listened to the first 2 on audio. Nice. Stormy, I just found your book at the library and borrowed it. Sounds wonderful.
Hope you like it.
And Sarah's here. So I'm here. I'm at work. Happy anniversary. Thank you. And Susan said Amelia Peabody was great. I've read the entire series twice. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Nate said, I think I'm going to try the Amelia Peabody series, so I will let you know, Storm. Perfect. And Tammy's here. She said, hi, also nice to see all of you. My daughter is being released today. That is wonderful news. Wonderful news.
Yes.
So glad to hear that. So glad. And Tammy and I are buddy reading a book right now. We're reading, well, I finished it already. It is Do You Remember by Frida McFadden.
Oh,
Me
okay.
and Tammy had a failed buddy read.
Failed buddy read. Thank you,
She
Helen
actually
wrote it
finished
too.
the book. She actually finished the book, but I bailed out like in the middle. I couldn't, and it's one of my old Harlequin like ones, the thin ones, the one that I was reading, and she hated it, but she finished it, and I was like, I can't see a romance even in that like kind of romance, because I mean, there's technically it's from the 70s. There's really no romance in those books. But yeah. I'm like, I can't even root for these characters to get together at the end. I couldn't. I did not like the male characters. Either one of them, they were, I couldn't do it. I'm like, I don't want to read this. Every time I try to pick it up, I'm like, I don't want to. And it was an eyeball reading. There was like no audio. And I'm like, I don't want to. And I'm like, I don't want to get in a slump either. So I'm like, I don't want to do it. So
Very.
Well, that happens.
I think her and Ro also had a buddy read that didn't end well. Like it was like a whole series. It was the Diner series, something like that. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Alaska Diner?
No, it was
okay.
another.
Different one.
I don't know
Okay.
which one. But yeah, they were gonna read it together, and then they just ended up being like, "No, we're not doing this."
She likes Emily Loring, and I have a couple of Emily Loring books, and so I was like, maybe we should try one of those since you like them. You like her writing, so maybe I will like it, and I have one. To try again. Attempt number 2.
Give it a try. Daniel said reading Beach Bungalows and Burglaries by Tanya Kappas. Congrats, Lee. Thank you very much. Yes, I do love the Tanya Kappas series. I got to get back into that.
Yes.
But you know what? Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm almost caught up. And then like 20 more books come out and you're just like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. I had one more audio left to listen to in that series, and then the next audio came out. So I think they're going to come out pretty quickly, the audios, I think. So the next couple. So like in like 3 months, there'll be like 5 more audios. So
yeah, I think she does that. Like she writes them and then she works on getting the audiobooks out, and then she writes them and then she works on getting the audiobooks out.
Yeah.
She is hustling though, I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Tammy said, I'm finishing Do You Remember today. I cannot wait to hear what you think. And talking about your buddy read, it was awful.
And that's the first time one of those have been that bad that I didn't want to read it. Usually they might be kind of boring, but I can finish it. But the male romantic interest was a little more predatory than alpha male. I didn't like him. I was getting bad vibes. I was like, no.
That's it. Yeah. Tammy says the only reason I finished it, Stormy, is because I took it to the hospital and had nothing to do while Kayla was on life support. That makes sense. Just,
you have it with you. You're there for a long period of time. You might as well read it. Yeah.
Distract yourself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Esther said to Tammy, glad to hear about Kayla. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Tammy said, not even a good one. Not even one good character. Not one.
The 2 male characters that were kind of like, like going with a triangle of interest thing or whatever, both of them I did not like. The older lady that invited her to go to Egypt was suspect too, because it was like, did she just invite her to try to push her onto Richard because she thought he needed a woman or whatever and everything? And then there was other characters that was just like, oh, you're just really, and it's like they were just no good characters whatsoever. It was, and even the main character, the lady, it's like, you know what, you're really just letting people get some guts or get some backbone or do something, because it was not good.
I get it. Can't all be winners, you know that.
No. Yeah, that's why I said, I was like, with my my old ones, I'll still keep it in my collection, but I said it doesn't mean I have to like this. So.
No,
it's true. So I was just saying before, I don't know if you guys heard, my brother has some emergency. I need to be on a sprint to go drive him from like 4:30 to 5:30.
Okay.
So do you guys want to start a sprint now? Go for like an hour, then have 15 minutes, and then go again?
Yeah, if that works.
Yeah, that's fine. Because like when you have to go do that, I need to be fixing some supper to get ready for Sarah's sprints later
Right.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will do that just because I didn't plan on that, but then he was like, I need a ride. So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do sprints now to for like an hour.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
How did you guys do?
Good. I've edited 16 minutes of my, I'm not going to make a very long recommendation video, but then I ramble and it got longer than I wanted it to be.
Happens a lot.
Yeah.
I need to be more like Lee. I swear she can make these like videos and they're like super short. And I'm like, how do you say all that and be short?
You know why? I'll tell you what you do. You start telling the people about the book. And why I don't do that is because then when I read the book, then I'm going to tell people about the book.
Okay.
That's just a little thing that, because I noticed you, and then,
I try not to too, and I end up doing it because and it's funny because some of the books I don't say hardly anything about, and then the other books I ramble, and I'm like.
But that's how I know when you're really wanting to read a book and you're really into it, because I'm like, she's telling us about it already, like she's got us involved. So, yep.
And the video you put out yesterday, it was 6 minutes long, and I'm like, so there has to be 3 questions. There was so many questions. I'm like, oh my god, I could never do that.
How'd you do, Tina?
I got to page. Not got to page 50. I read 50 pages in year 1,
Nice.
And it's getting. There's 3 groups of different people, and I'm more interested in one group, and we haven't. We'll eventually get back to them. I think soon we'll get back to them, but I want to get back to them more.
I hate that. That's sometimes when there's a whole bunch of different characters and stuff, and if you have different POVs, there's certain ones that you really like, and you're like, can we just skip these people and go back to those?
Yep, that's what's happening.
Yep. And that's when you're in a Nora Roberts book, there's going to be 3 couples in the beginning in the trilogy, and each one's going to focus on one, and just do I even like these people right now?
I think this series is more continuous throughout characters. I could be wrong about that, but I think this one and then the Dragonheart one, there's not one book per couple, right. I think, right? I know you read that other one, right?
Dragonheart, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think we're following a mother, and then we're following a reporter, and then we're following witches, basically. And so there's groups of people we're following them, and I'm I don't really care about anyone else except for that woman who's directly related to the person who started the pandemic.
Right.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got to get back into that one. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't want to.
I read the first chapter months ago.
Is there an audiobook for it?
Yes, I'm listening on.
Yeah.
And what did you not like the audiobook very much? Is it still kind of?
No, the problem was I was trying to be all I bought the book, so I should read the book. I shouldn't spend the extra money on getting the audio. But I'm it's going to come down to just waiting for her next, the Audible next sale and just getting the audio.
Yeah, because hardly ever can you find her audios at in Libby or whatever it's.
Yeah, no. They only ever have her thrillers, her romantic suspense, and then the later J.D. Robb. They don't have my library. Well, all 3 of my libraries, they only have from 47 down to 57.
Yeah, it would be like going to my actual physical library and trying to find book 1, and instead you find book 37.
Yep.
Right. Right.
That's what I understand. They only have so much room, and they can't keep every book that everybody's ever wrote or whatever it is. But it's can you at least keep book 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah. How'd you do, Lee?
I did good. I cleaned up a little bit more in the kitchen. You said editing a video, Storm. I was like, oh, that's right. I have a video I need to edit. And I finished reading Nantucket News, which is number 7 in the Nantucket Beach Plum Cove series. 4.5 stars. I just love this series. So, and I've only got 1 left. So now I don't want to read that one because I'm oh, then it'll be over.
Yeah.
So stuck there for right now.
I think that's why, I told myself I was going to finish getting caught up on the Gaslight series, but instead I've only read 1 so far this year. And it's because I only have 5 left.
That's it. And it gets hard because then you're just but I don't want this to end,
Yeah.
get it. Tammy said, thank you, everyone, for your prayers and good vibes these past 2 weeks. I'm glad she's doing better. I'm glad she's getting out. So
Yeah.
And it's funny you even say that because my husband and I have been like praying together at night, which is not a normal thing for us. And I've been adding Kayla into the prayer. So I just said to him before I go, remember that girl that we've been praying for? I'm like, she's getting out of the hospital. He's like, really? Like, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I'm excited for it now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Christina says, hey, Lee. Hi, Storm. Hi, Tina. Hi, Christina.
Yeah.
Hugging the like button. Thank you. Thank you. Barbara said, I just ate a diabetic cookie. It tastes like sadness and disappointment. I'm sure
They do. They do.
I'm sure.
And you know, if you go to like a restaurant and if they have anything sugar-free, it's those really hard little sugar-free cookies or Jell-O or whatever. And Dad's always like,
yeah, he's like, I don't want this.
No.
I get it. Esther Jane said, I'm taking a break from the gaslight as I DNF number 16. It made me uncomfortable. So I decided to read something else and go back after 2 different books.
I am like super curious why it made you uncomfortable and you DNF'd it, because I think that was like where I really started liking the book. Number 15 and number 16. They were like some of my favorite ones that I gave 5. I think I gave them like 4 stars up until then. And then I started giving them 5 stars because I started really liking them. And so I'm like really curious.
Yeah. Nice. Hannah said, Tammy, I'm so happy your daughter's doing better. Also, what was the series you were buddy reading with Ro? Was it the Deli one? I liked the first book, and then I DNF'd.
I think it was that one, yeah.
Yeah. And then Tammy says it was the Deadly Deli series by Delia Rosen. And Brett said, I think I should just give options to choose. So I can either start with a fantasy or a thriller. If you're asking for opinions, I say thriller.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it said, yes, that was the one I DNF'd. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
guys had the same opinions there. PK, back again, 35 minutes left of my lunch, reading A Deadly Game by Carla Simpson. It's a histonist. Or may start Napoleon's Pyramid by William Dietrich. We'll see. Or I may close my eyes. Yeah, that sounds like an option too.
Yeah.
PK, I have books to read for your Spy September because I have a whole bunch of this lady's books now. So
Shannon said, congratulations on your Booktube anniversary. Thank you. And Nancy said, a happy anniversary and many more to come. Thank you. Anita, hi, sorry I'm late. Today I hope to finish Toxic Toffee by Amanda Flower. You're not late, and I love that book, so I can't wait to see what you think.
Yes.
And congratulations to Lee. Thank you very much. Tammy, I have just under 100 pages left. Frida McFadden. What is there to say about her writing besides wow, just wow?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't read it. And it was funny because I was just editing the review I did of that book. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what Tammy thinks.
When I read The Housemaid, I like absolutely adored it. And it was so good. But then book 2 wasn't as good. And so I definitely do want to try more of her books. Because I feel like maybe it was like a second book syndrome because it's a trilogy. So do you want to try one of her standalone books? Is that the first one you read by her? Or
no, it's not the first one, but I have not read the Housemaid series yet, and I feel like a lot of people do say that the second one is not as good as the first one.
Okay.
I've only read The Housemaid. I have The Housemaid Secret. I think that's the second one.
Yes.
And I bought it because like I think it was a Bookish book, and like they had it for 99 cents. I get emails from that publishing company, and I'm like, it's 99 cents. I'm gonna grab it now, and then me and my friend can buddy read it so we can see. But I wasn't quite sure if I was going to like where the character was going with the maid lady. And so I was curious to read the second one to see what I thought. And then I know there was another one, and I'm like, okay, now I'm not really sure where this is going with this character.
I would say to read book 2 because it goes like the way book 1 ends, it goes in a totally different direction than I expected it to. Like it talks about the synopsis, but it takes place I don't know.
Yeah, like I haven't even read the synopsis or anything.
A while later on. Like it takes place I think years later.
Well, because it makes it sound like how it ended, like it was probably going to jump right into like something else. But, okay.
Yeah, no.
So, okay. Now I'm more curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely give some of her other ones a try. I know it's not my first one, and definitely.
Yeah, that's the only one I have read from her. I do want to read some more like her like standalone ones. But
Yeah.
I forget which one I read it, and I was like, Hannah, have you read this one? And she like read it that weekend. I was like, yeah, I need somebody to talk to about this one now.
Uh-huh.
They're good. Sonia said, just popping in to say happy Booktube anniversary. Thank you. May you have many more. Also, Bop the like. Thank you very much, Sonia. Also, Tammy, such wonderful news. I'm so happy for you. Anita got to 85%. Kim, happy anniversary. Thank you. Just got home and reading The Murder Next Door by Emily Queen. PK on page 54, 13% of a deadly game. Just closed my eyes for a few minutes. The best of both worlds. Anna, I just made it to 89% in Bulletproof Barista. I think I might finish it today. I think you could get that one done. Tammy, my videos are always really short or really long. My video today is with my mom. I saw that one and I saw it pop up and I'm like, I don't want to watch it yet. I'm saving it. So
Yeah, I need to watch it too. I seen it was on. I was like, oh, got the mother.
Yep. And I just like when I like you just when you like roll over it and you see like the video starts and I was just like, oh, her mom's in it. I'm like, all right, don't watch it now. Don't waste it right now. Rush through.
Yeah.
Agent off to work now. We'll be reading All Things Crafty, An Invitation to Seashell Bay, #1 for the next sprint. Nice. Oh, off work now. I thought you off to work now. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Kim, but I love long videos. See, Storm, people don't mind the long videos.
Yeah, I prefer long videos.
Mm-hmm.
I find that I entertain people while they're washing dishes or getting ready for bed or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the ones that are like, don't take offense, but you like put me to sleep. I'm like, yeah, I know, I got that voice, I guess. It's like it's not like the bubbly. I mean, you couldn't like watch Tiffany before you go, but
I do.
That's like super hyper, yeah.
I have Tiffany on a playlist that I will just put on because, like, what else am I gonna watch to go to bed? And so I put you on a playlist to just like have there, and it'll just cycle through, and then it won't play anything else because I don't want to like play some random video while I'm sleeping. Yeah. I watch it when you go to sleep because it's just like I know she's gonna talk about cozies, and then I can just like not be worried about like anything creepy or anything like that.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, you can.
See, and I find Tammy's voice to be very relaxing like that. I'm like, I can just close my eyes and listen. Yeah.
That's what I was like. I save the relaxing people too for like, winding down or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Agents and Me Too at Kim, and I love rambly tangents too. There you go, Storm. Tammy said, I like all 3 of your videos, long or short. I agree. That's just Storm. I like ramble. See? Amy got to 37% in Murder on Gramercy Park. I was also on the phone. PK, I have all the JD Robs in physical form and ebook. I started when they first came out, so it hasn't been a huge investment.
Fair. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that stops me right now is just knowing it's like such a daunting task to get through all of those.
Yeah.
Well, what you should do, though, I think, is you should read the first one to even see if you would like to read the rest of them because you may not really care for them. I'm on the fence about it. Like, I give it the first one 3 stars because it is like a futuristic time and things. And so, and I know I'm like, I probably should give it a little bit more of a try, but I haven't tried any since then. But I've tried that one.
Okay.
I loved book 2 just as much as book 1. I gave book 1 5 stars, book 2 5 stars, and then book 4 5 stars. That is like one of my favorite things by her. I just think it's
really.
I love Eve so much, the main character.
Yeah, see, I think my problem was I knew that it's like even work, so I knew that there was nothing wrong with him, but he was such a sketchy guy on the first one, and it's like, really? He's like the love interest. He's such a sketchy guy.
He stays a sketchy guy, and he stays like throughout the book. She's like, can you stop getting involved with people who get murdered? Because she keeps having to like question him because he ends up being like the only link between all of the victims.
He's always a suspect then, right?
Yeah, he's always a suspect. She's like, I can't have like this man being a suspect if I'm with him. But it wasn't, I guess now that I've read the first 4, it's like not as scary that there's 57 because I like 58 because I really like the characters. So
it's just getting started, it's just like, or just jump in and just read the first one and just
difficult. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would probably have to actually reread the first one to even continue on because, I mean, I read it, but I couldn't really tell you anything that happened except for I know that he was a sketchy guy.
That's the only memorable
That's
thing.
the only thing that I was just like,
And
really?
I'm on like a Nora Roberts group, and everybody's like, that's like their ultimate guy is like Rourke. So I'm just
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
why I'm
here.
like, that's why I'm continuing to question people, because
I disagree as well. Yeah. I'm like, there's so many other better heroes she has than Rourke. Like, he feels very, in my opinion, boring. Like, he's just not, he's not interesting. He's not like my favorite hero. I would say my favorite heroine is probably Eve.
Okay.
yeah, and I do hear a lot of people really like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always hear like they're the best couple. That's what I always hear people saying. So I
Yeah.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's together they're okay, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
he needs Eve to be better.
Yeah.
True. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump onto the sprint because I see it's 4:30 and my brother already texted me. I'm out in a minute, so all
Okay.
right. So we'll go for an hour and we'll come back then.
Okay.
All right. Happy reading. How did you guys do?
I just watched YouTube. I didn't reading.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's hot. It's hot out there.
Back here and got situated. I was like, I gotta hurry.
It's all good. Yeah, I was like trying. I'm like, all right, it's so hot outside. I'm like, there's traffic. There's traffic. Come on, hurry up.
Let's see. So I'm on. I got 24 minutes edited out of 36. It's down from 37. See, I've edited at least a minute.
She's like a whole hour, and I got a whole minute done. No, you were cooking dinner.
Yeah, and I got we had, just for those Tiffany's out there, the sausage. We cut up one of the little big sausage links in half, and then we had some tater tots. Something quick, because I'm like, I can put them in the air fryer all together, and
yeah.
No, I hear you. We had that yesterday. We had like leftover like pot roasting carrots just over tater tots. I'm like, you put anything over tater tots, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a tater, so yeah.
There you go. It works out.
Yes. Yesterday I had leftover spaghetti, and he was having tater tots with something else, and I like put the tater tots in with my spaghetti.
Yeah. Why not?
Uh-huh.
Why not? See how everyone else did.
Mm-hmm.
Sonia said the power of prayer is a beautiful thing. Yes, it is. Cajun, me too. Esther Jane said, Storm, without giving out too much, women in cages.
Yeah, when I remember that one. Yeah, and that's why I say that the Gaslight series is not cozy mystery, because it's historical, and there's really a lot of bad things that happen to people, especially women. I mean, she's a midwife, so bad things.
Yeah, that's true. He said, excellent, Storm. I've been collecting too. Cajun, sadly, that's so sweet. You and Marcus have been praying together. It made me sniffly to hear that in a good way. Yeah, it didn't start. It just kind of started out like, oh, I just feel like I need somebody extra to pray with. And then like you just kind of been going with me. So Tammy said, yes, Anya. Amy said, I'm loving it so far, the Gaslight series myself. Christine said, hi, Sonia. I was doing crosswords. I just can't stop. And happy Booktube anniversary. How many years? This is my 3rd year. And I feel like when I first started, there was like so many other people who did. Maybe it was like pandemic time-ish, but then I feel like so many of those same people, like I don't really hear from anymore or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it gave some people something to do, and then some people held on to it, and some people thought, well, that's just too much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot of work, because you make the video and then you edit the video, and then you don't like it, so then you start over again, and then you
yeah. And I always thought, like, I did some editing here or there, like on iMovie. I was like, this will be easy. This will be fine. And like,
yeah, you're like, no,
editing.
It took me forever.
Yeah. Editing would be faster on my computer, but my computer's kind of crappy, and so the editing software was really slow. So I had to put the editing software on my phone because I could get it that way too. And putting the photos, if I don't have a book to hold up, and you have to go to Goodreads, then you have to crop it and make it look like the photo, and that takes a while. So like earlier in the first video, that's what I was doing with like most of them. The ones that I didn't have books for, I was like, make my little pictures, and then I can go and edit. And stuff, so.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely, it can be a lot, and especially when you want them to look nice, you don't want to just, or you have like a vision in your head of what you want it to be or whatever,
Yeah.
I get it. Peaky said, don't judge the first J.D. Robb on the rest of the series. The first is more Nora Roberts. They become more and more police procedural. Okay. Yeah, see, I guess that's just something I'm like not thinking of from her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not
But at least what I've read, it felt like her. Like, it felt like her writing. It felt like there's a lot of like trauma in them, and that felt like her. So I don't know. They didn't feel strange or like kind of odd.
I do feel like there's 50 something, so they've got to have something going for them.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
And I know somebody who and I think some people watch her, Mara from Books Like Whoa.
Mhm.
Like she's like a huge Nora Roberts fan, just like you guys, and she's probably read just about everything. Like she's trying to read everything, just like Lee
Mhm.
and you are, and everything.
Yeah.
And she's read all of the J.D. Robb, but she has DNF'd a couple of them because she didn't like what they did or
Right.
whatever, like the plot line or whatever, and she'll just jump to the next one and just goes on. And so,
Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do for book 5. Because there's like an element that I'm just like not liking. And so I do think I'm going to go to book 6.
yeah, and I feel like, in some of those series like that, you could probably do that and be okay. I'm sure you can find a spoilery review on Goodreads or something, or somebody talking about it. You're like, oh, okay, that's what happens. So I didn't miss anything and can go on to the next one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah, it's not like there's going to be totally different characters in the next book.
Yeah.
It's still the same two main, so you're just...
Yeah.
And is it like each book is like a different story of something that they're going through? Or like a police procedural, like a different case each time or something? Okay.
Mostly of what the 4 I've read, they were different cases. There's elements that do kind of cross over, but the mystery-wise, it's each book's individual. And the romance gets like solved and figured out and steady by the end of book 3. So after that, they're just kind of together, from what I've heard, and from what book 4 was like. So
I have to give it a try. I mean, eventually I'm gonna have to get to them anyway, but
yeah,
I don't want to be starting when she's on book 99. It's like, all right.
No, yeah.
If you decide to start book 1, just let me know. I will reread it with you, and because I listened to it, and I think at the time I was just like, and so I listened to it, so I didn't really absorb a lot of it, and so I really don't remember a lot except for, like I said, sketchy work, and that's about it. So.
Yeah, I feel like even when I see like a bunch of them out at a book sale or a library sale, I never see the first one.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if people just like hold on to that one, like they don't give that one up or what, but like I never.
Or you have a lot of people who are wanting to read that series and that they're the first ones to get it, and they get it.
True.
Yeah. And
if there's anybody like me, they're like, oh, it's book 1, and they grab it real quick and like take off.
Right.
Yeah. And I had to go to I got mine at like a discount. It was like it's a regular store, not like a secondhand store, but a discount with Ollie's.
Okay.
And so I go there to get book 1. I just found it one day, but they're on Amazon for like $10 each, so they're not super expensive. You can get the mass markets for $10. Right. But yeah, and I think all of the audios are unscripted.
The used bookstore that I go to has like a ton of Nora Roberts. I've never looked through them to see like number 1 of J, or whatever, but they have a ton.
Yeah.
Usually when I see, I'm like, oh, I already have these, or I already read these, so I'm like, then it's never the ones, And then like, yes, you're the weird person pulling out a list, being like, okay, wait, hold on, no, I've got that one. Let me look,
I do that too. I have like a spreadsheet because I'm trying to get a little bit better about my book grabbing. I think I may go through my collection and like skim down and like put on Pango books that aren't as old as I want to collect or whatever. Because I did sometimes there was a time when I was grabbing a whole bunch of like the Harlequin books. Yep. But I really want the older ones. I don't really care for like a lot of the newer ones unless it's the historical romances or the intrigue.
Yeah,
those are my favorite lines, and maybe even romantic suspense. But like the other lines, I'm like, why do I keep picking these up? I don't really need these because it was $1 or 50.
Yeah. Yeah, my library used to have a big section in the front, and it was 10 cents a book. And I got one time I went with my siblings. I'm like, I brought a huge tote bag, filled it up, $7, so 70 books. Wow. And they're all just Harlequin books. I'm like, why did I buy these? And so I have multiple huge tote bags filled with them, and I need to like send them to someone or give them to someone, like you Storm or like Sarah. But I'm like, this is gonna be expensive. Like, how am I gonna send all these books to people?
That's when you put them in a box and then you take them to the post office and be like, okay, now how much is this going to be? If it's worth it.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah. Christina also said hi to PK. And then PK said Rourke helps with his special talents rather than be a suspect as it goes on. And PK said hi to Christina. Amy said, I love the J.D. Robb In Death series myself. I own up to book 50 in ebook. I was reading the whole series back to back years ago. I was that obsessed with the series. I need to catch up on them. Yeah, you better hurry up before she starts writing.
I think TK's read all of them, I think.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah. Read the newest one when it came out. I think, well, the newest one came out in January, right? So she just 2 a year, one at the beginning, one at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
In addition to all her other books, too.
Yeah.
Roxy said, happy Booktube anniversary. Thank you very much. And Rose said, sorry, I missed this. Super busy today, but wanted to say congrats. Excited to watch back later. Thank you, Ro. And Kim said, finished The Murder Next Door. Congratulations. And Cajun finished her book. Congratulations.
Yay. Here, fake confetti, because we have the cool stuff like Tiffany.
Yeah, I don't ever know the things that she does. So.
Will it go on?
Yeah, you have to have a Mac. No? I don't know if you have a Mac.
Yeah, I do, but I feel like it never works for me. So
mine goes off all the time, like on accident on my streams and on other people's. I don't know.
Well, that's how we discovered it. Was she like held her thumb or something, did something or whatever, and all of a sudden it went, and she's like, everybody's like, "Where'd those balloons come from?"
I think the two thumbs up is the fireworks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, imagine we did that part.
Yeah, that's why I was like, fake confetti.
There you go. There you go. Anita finished her book. She's given it 5 stars. Nice. Anita said, my next read is A Midsummer Night's Scheme by Harper Kincaid.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia, happy anniversary. Stopping by to say hi and congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Roxy, I'm reading Flirting with Disaster by Elizabeth Hrib. It's a Harlequin special edition book. Okay. I've not read any Harlequin special editions yet.
I have a whole bunch of them, but I've not read them yet.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm like, you don't really read these ones. Yeah.
Right.
I need a cutoff date or year of when I think they're like old enough to keep in my collection.
Yeah.
And then be like, nope, done.
Yeah.
Cajun's going to read Till Death, Cottage on Gooseberry Bay, number 15 next. Wow, I can't believe that's already up to number 15.
Wow. Are you way behind in those two?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then she's done like 2 other spin-offs since then, too. I'm like, I'm not anywhere caught up. And I made it to 138 of 364 and Funny Story. I really like this one.
Cool.
Excited for that one. Tammy, I have 27 pages left in my book. A lot of people are going to books today.
Yeah.
Roxy, Flirting with Disaster is the second book in the series. And yes, Storm, I did read the first book first. And she said tater tots are the best. They really are. They go with everything.
They are my dad's favorite things. I prefer French fries.
Okay. I like potatoes, period. All forms.
Yeah.
Well, Dad's not going to argue over a French fry. I mean,
right.
He just likes the tater tots better. That's one of his favorite things at like Hardee's is because they have the hash rounds. So they're like those little round coin looking tater tot things. Because I'm like, I said, well, if you want, I can cut your tater tot in half. Because he's like, I wanted to find some tater rounds and we couldn't find any. And I'm like, if you're going to be that picky, I can cut your tater.
They're the same. They're basically the same thing, like tater tots and hash browns, right? Like they're the same, like shaved shape inside, right? Like
they're
just bigger sometimes. And then you get the big.
Well, it's just like instead of making little things, they just mushed a whole bunch together and made a patty or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. They used to laugh at me at work. Like I haven't done this in so long since I've been trying to lose weight, but I would buy them from Burger King. I would buy the little round ones, and I would lay them all out on a paper towel, and then I would dot each one with ketchup, and then I would eat them in order. And everybody would come by and what are you doing? And then it just became people would know it, and then they just come by and smile and just go about their day.
No, but that's real. Why wouldn't you do that? That's the best way to eat them.
Yeah,
that's like people watching me that when I worked at McDonald's, and they would be out there like, would you like some fries with your ketchup? Because I would, you get the burger, and the ones that opened up like this, and you had the box, and I had the burger on one side, and I'd go and splash, 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 until I had half of it was ketchup or whatever.
Yeah, that's my brother. It's do you want some coffee with your sugar? Because he's bad. Agents say tater tots always remind me of Shlomo. The cat loved tater tots. Aw. Esther Jane, this one just bothered me, but hey, I will continue and love it. And the New York history.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I mean, you didn't like, I'm trying to remember. Maybe you can find a good spoilery review of it. I don't think there's anything like major, but it's been a while since I read that one. So.
And then PK said, unless you do lives like I do, nothing interferes with reading time, and that's on purpose. I very much admire how you're just like, this is it, this is what we're doing, and you do your thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wish I could do that, but I want to try to do some lives by myself, but I get so nervous when there's nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
Even though I know there's people, watching and that they're going to comment, when there's nobody there that the comments aren't coming, I don't know how to entertain myself.
Well, like you go into
talking, and it's like, I don't know.
I mostly do lives by myself, and I just you just go into a sprint. Like you'll have like a 2-minute break, and then you're just like PK, you just okay, we'll go for an hour. I always go to just the top of the hour every time because it's so easy just to, if you do it by yourself, you can just read more.
And even like on some of the Mondays when I'm not sure if everybody's gonna show up or something like that, I'm like, I will sit here for a few minutes and let some comments go, and then I can do it. But then somebody eventually will show up, and I'm like, yes. But it's like one of these days I might, end up being the only one on Mondays. So
yeah,
that'll be all right. Yeah, you do a lot by yourself too, Tina. That's
I know a lot of people that do like the lives by themselves. I've seen some of them. They will think of questions to ask people, like before they go on a sprint, and so then when they come back, they have all these answers to the question they can talk about, and then that might spur other comments or whatever it is. And I'm like, that's probably what I have to do. They do like that "would you rather" type thing, or
yeah. And other day, me and Ro did the cozy mystery "Would you rather." And I wrote them out, and she read me the questions, and so we were doing that during a break.
That's fun too. Yeah.
Because I didn't get around to filming it yet. I was like, it's been months since she tagged me in it. I'm like, I haven't done it. Sorry. So we just did it on live.
That's fun. I watch a woman named Margaret Pinard. She's an indie author. Yeah. And there would be times where she'd her live show would be doing 3 tags. Or doing 2 longer tags, and she would just answer and interact with people.
There's this one lady that I'm subscribed to. She plays video games while they're on the lives or whatever. So you can read or you can watch her play video games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Paula, right?
I think so.
Land books. Yeah.
That's what I feel like that whole Twitch thing is based on, that whole entire idea right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Amy said you got to 45%. Roxy, I've never read a Nora Roberts book. Shame on me. I have read all Debbie Maycomer books.
Wow.
I'm jealous because I want to read all the Debbie Maycomer.
I was like, we're half forgiven because that's her two ladies, Nora Roberts and Debbie Maycomer.
How many books does Debbie Maycomer have? Is it as many as Nora, or is it?
I don't think she has as many as Nora. Okay. I think she's got 400.
I think she has more time in than Nora Roberts has. Okay. So she just started writing earlier.
But I don't think she puts out 3 or 4 books a year. She put if the most maybe 2 or something.
Yeah, and now a lot of her things that I've noticed are short story collections. So it might be a short novella with 4 short stories or something. DK said JD Rubb's 60th book comes out in February.
Wow.
Should jump on it. All different cases that supporting characters are good and they get added to. Okay, so yeah, I figured that's kind of what it almost like a Law and Order or CSI. It's the same main characters, but the cases are different. Maybe once in a while you see the same person, but
And so far they've almost all been serial killers.
That would interest me even more because I do, oddly enough, love a good serial killer. You know.
Definitely. And I think that's not a thing in cozies. So it's I get that serial killer element in those books. Or they're repeat offenders. They're, you find a body, you find another body, find more bodies, throughout the book. So even if they're not a serial killer, there's a lot of dead people.
Multiples. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one was only paperback. We didn't know it was Nora Roberts then, and yes, I had it. I have it.
Yeah.
I remember that being a thing. Like people didn't know that J.D. Robbins was Nora Roberts. Yeah.
It's her secret identity. So
Mhm.
somebody figured it out.
Yeah.
Kat, happy Booktube anniversary, Lee. Thank you very much. Hey, ladies and friends. Hope everyone is doing well. Anita's back from walking the dog. Roxy, yep, I love coffee with my sugar. My husband asks me that all the time.
Yeah, that was like one of the things when I worked at McDonald's too. It's like, really, why do you even get coffee? Why don't you just get milk with sugar in it?
Yeah.
Because it would be like they get like a small, and then they want 10 squirts of cream, and then like so many squirts of like the sugar stuff or whatever it is, and then they put like this much coffee in.
Yep.
Yeah, when I'm
doing that forever. Go ahead.
Yeah, when I make coffee, I get a glass filled with milk, put some chocolate syrup in it, and then just splash a little bit. And then it's just like lightly, like, what is it, like a dirty chocolate milk or whatever, like a dirty shot, whatever. So like,
my dad loves getting hot cocoa packets because he likes to put some of it in his coffee, and I'm like, you're just making a mocha, kind of,
Yeah.
So some people love that. Christina said, now I want tater tots now. How come I always end up hungry on sprints?
Because we always end up talking about food.
Yeah.
Roxy, Debbie May commerce slow down. I think she might be semi-retired. Yeah, I think that's what she was saying. Like now that
last year, she said on one of her newsletters that she was retiring. But then she came out with like that little short kind of Christmas book that I think she might have wrote with her daughter or something.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that one.
But I was like, Miss Nora, I'm not paying that much for a little bitty book.
That's right.
It was like the ebook was like, I don't know, like $5.99 or $6.99, and it was only like 64 pages or something like that. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I kind of don't even want to pay 99 cents when I see something.
Yeah, I don't either. when I see 64 pages, I'm like, is it free?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Christine said, hi, Kat. Cajun said, sentences you'd never expect to hear and nod along to. I do love me a good serial killer. I do, though. There's just something I really admire about it.
Have you ever read the Unsub series by Meg Gardner?
No.
I think you would like it.
With the Unsub?
It's about serial killers. And she bases her books actually on real serial killers. So, like, there's a Ted Bundy, Meg Gardner, I think. But it's called the Unsub. And like one's based on like Ted Bundy, and the night one's based on like the Night Stalker. And so you can kind of tell when you're reading it. It's like, this sounds really familiar if you know a lot about like, She has a new one that's coming out, and I'm like, I need to reread because it's been a day since she wrote one, like probably a couple years, and I'm like, I need to go back because there is a main character through the whole thing and some stuff, and so I'm like, oh, I've forgotten some things I need to reread.
Yeah.
Amy said, I'm going to get off now. I need to figure out dinner. Thank you for the sprints, ladies. Good night, everyone. See everyone on Sarah's sprints later. Have a good night, Amy. See you later. And Roxy said, oh no, 2 teaspoons of sugar and 1 cream. Maybe I'm not so bad.
No, you're not. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
No.
Even
that's not even as bad as my father with his sugar-free stuff.
Yeah. Definitely not. You're not that bad at all.
We buy like the Tarani's like sugar-free flavoring things and stuff for his coffee and stuff like that. And I will put a decent amount in it, and then I'll see him in the cabinet going with the sugar, and I'm like,
it's like not enough.
Sweet enough.
I like it. Like I like it very light, very sweet. That's all.
Yeah.
Hey all, hello. PK said maybe it's retired, but hey, I was cleaning out my desk drawer and found this story. Elizabeth said I was listening to lessons in chemistry for book club and enjoying it more than I thought I would.
Oh, because I know that was like one that Tiffany didn't like very well, I think.
Oh, really?
I feel like I can picture the cover in my head right now.
It's like got like a lady on it with sunglasses, I think.
Yes.
Yep. Me and Vivian from the Fig Tree Boutique are going to be reading it for our book club this month. And so I'm excited about that.
See, books that I don't even read and I know what the covers look like. It's pretty sad.
Yeah. When you see them so often, you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like it's historical fiction set in the 50s, and it's like about a scientist who becomes like a stay-at-home mother, or becomes like a professional chef or something of the sort.
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't read it, but
Lessons in chemistry. I thought maybe she was a chemist.
I guess she was.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
okay.
Or something. She was a scientist. And then she becomes like Julia Childs?
Oh,
Type
Or
of
Julia
thing.
Child-esque? I don't know.
okay.
Yeah. See, I don't even know what it's about. I just know I've seen the cover everywhere. So yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Esther did not like lessons in chemistry. Kat said, I need to finish Sense and Sensibility, my last book for April.
Wow. Are you liking it, Kat?
Hannah said, good for Debbie for retiring. I'm sure removing the pressure to have a book out before a deadline is great. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's like she just wanted to, I mean, what is she, like in her 70s? So she just wanted to have some time
Yeah.
with her family and everything, since she's been doing that for so long. Because she started writing, what, like the 80s, 1984, 83, 84, somewhere around there.
Yeah. She's wanted to take a break. She's done well for herself, you know. Like,
it's sad because I love her Christmas one so much. I think that's the reason I'm sad, but yeah.
Sure. And then Liz said, yeah, she is a chemist.
All right. Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, she was a chemist. I liked lessons in chemistry.
Okay, good.
And Kat said, hi, Christina. And Elizabeth said, it doesn't read like historical. I keep forgetting that it's set earlier. Oh, really?
All right. That's good.
Kat said, I do like it. Just takes a while to read. It takes 8 pages to read something you can say in 2 minutes.
Yeah, Sense Sensibility is not my favorite. It's okay. I prefer watching the movie to reading the book. And I like the movie that has Alan Rickman as Colonel Brandon.
And I also wish other authors would retire. Cough, cough, Janet Ivanovich and Joanna Flink.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think. I mean, at least Debbie probably knows that I'm getting older. It's time to retire. Whereas others just keep going and putting them out when you're like.
I also just feel like too, if you've done well for yourself, go enjoy your life. You know.
Yeah.
Like if you have the means to do so, you're not like living on a limited income. You don't, if your health is good, go enjoy your life, do your things.
Yeah. And on a high.
I guess you're probably just have the constant workaholic who just thinks they just need to keep going and going and going.
Well, because I also think that goes along with the whole, like, if you stop doing something, like you'll die type of,
Yeah. Or you'll like, people will stop talking about you because you're not putting on books anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I won't stop talking about Debbie, though. We're good.
Yeah. I've got plenty of Debbie to keep me going because I haven't really read that many. I mean, for saying I like her, I haven't really read that many. I have like a whole like box full of like a lot of her old categories that were revamped into like these Harlequin essentials.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like new covers and everything. I mean, I picked them up a couple years ago when I was thrifting. It was like $12 for 24 or whatever, and I was like, "Thank you very much." And
yep.
And I've only read one because I did read one for, I think it was either Debbie December or it was for one of my retro romances because it was her very first book that I said I didn't really care for very much, but it was one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Esther Jane said, Elizabeth, I thought I fell for the hype. PK Harris County Library has unsub available.
Okay.
Ian Cat said, I read my first real Jane Austen. I have only read Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Could have saved that for next month,
I think she might have read that for one of her
last
one.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And PK, some authors will never retire, even when they've crossed over to the party barge, like Anne Rice and Tom Clancy. Oh, and Hannah goes, oh, those are actually ghostwriters.
Well, and I'm pretty sure that some of those that are older like that probably do have somebody that probably goes through and corrects a lot of mistakes that they're making.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you just got to think. I mean, it's like my dad. I mean, today's his birthday. He's
Ooh,
76. He's 76 and everything, and he'll be doing something and he'll say something, and I'm like, you meant something, and I'd say, and he's like, that's what I said, and I'm like, no, that's not what you said.
Yeah.
Don't be putting words in my mouth. That's what I said. I'm like, no, it's not. So I mean, I could see these older authors writing some things and then somebody reading it going,
Yeah.
that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We need all the generations and all the people and make it all work.
Yeah.
How it goes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like we just hired a young woman at work, and now we have another one starting on Wednesday, and everybody's like, oh, all these young people are coming in, like they don't blah blah. I'm like, guys, they can't help how young they are. We can't help how old we are. We were young once too, talking about these old ladies, blah blah blah. Like it's a circle of life. Like we can all learn from each
what
other.
do you think they're saying about you guys when they come in here?
Exactly.
To work with the old people.
Exactly. I'm like, it's just circle. We can all.
Well, and then there's some jobs like my friend Larry. He's 70. I think he's 70 or 71. He's like a pipeline engineer guy or whatever, and he inspects them or whatever. And he refuses to fly now, so he will only go as far as he can drive. Mm-hmm. And so, but they still they want him in Chicago or Kansas or whatever, and he will drive those. He refuses to go to California, and but he's like 70, and he's like, what are they going to do when I'm no longer here? But they won't bring anybody new in to have him work with so that he can show them how to do things. Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to be here forever, people.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
Gotta learn. We have Kat and Cajun saying happy birthday to Storm's dad.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. After 6, I know we have less than 1 hour before Sarah's live starts, so I'm going to let everybody go so we can eat, get ourselves together, do whatever we have to do. Mm-hmm. And thank you guys so much for celebrating with me.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
Woohoo!
Yes.
And I guess I will see you guys all. Oh, wait, hold on. PK, same with new readers and mature readers. I remember the books and long-running series when they were first coming out, and you guys are now just discovering them. Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, all right. Thank you guys so much. And I guess we will see everybody over on Sarah's channel at in an hour. I don't want to say 7 because I know it's not 7 for everybody. So we'll talk to you guys later.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.